So Twitter is being fined $150 million. Seems like a lot of money for misusing your data. If you're a Twitter user, I'm a Twitter user. I know lots of people who are Twitter users. There's a lot of discussions about the little Tweety Bird Twitter out there right now about them being bought. And there seems to be a lot of things going on with Twitter right now. But think about this, $150 million is nothing for a company that has a $43 billion offer on the table, but they're being fined $150 million for selling your data to somebody else, to somebody that you didn't authorize. They got your data in the pretext of making sure that you were more secure on Twitter, to make sure that you were safe, and they sold that. But think about this, the $150 million fine is really no more than about $1 a user, based upon current estimates of actual active users on Facebook. So what's that really mean? Well, unfortunately, it seems like even we can't trust some of these big data companies from keeping our data safe. You need to have a plan for keeping your data safe, and maybe it's like not using Twitter anymore. Not making an official recommendation here, but I personally do not use Twitter. I don't see a lot of value in Twitter with it. Maybe things will change with the new buyout, and we can readdress that at that point. But don't see a lot of need for Twitter. And again, with a vulnerability like this, where they just sold our data off, it doesn't do us any good anyways. You should have a plan in place, and that should be evaluating the data security of these companies in their terms of use. Now, in this case, of course, they violated it, but really looking how much can you really trust these companies, and who do you have as a trusted partner along your side to make sure that you're safe, maybe from a hacker or from the company that you were supposed to put your data safely with, of giving your data away from that. So work with a trusted partner like a managed service provider to make sure that your data is safe. Make sure you have a proper plan in place, and to know how to recover yourself from these types of events. In the event like Twitter, unfortunately, not knowing the exact range of what data they sold, it's more of a breach of privacy than an actual data breach, because they're being fined for it, but it's not really information that probably wouldn't be publicly accessible anymore, because data wasn't storing like financial data, social security numbers, things like that on clients. But these data points, other companies want that to sell you more stuff, and we're going to be able to see more and more of how people want to protect their data. As time progresses, data protection of your own personal data is going to be the conversation. And now is the time to start thinking about what is important to you. If it's free, then you are the product, and you want to make sure that you protect yourself and your company and your employees of your company and your clients from instances like this. So really considering the types of platforms that you use, the types of partners you align yourself with, making sure that your data is actually safe, and knowing what their terms of conditions and what their philosophies are, and how they will actually sell it off. Sometimes free is not for you. Sometimes free is the way that you have data breaches like this. So a way to save yourself from that is maybe we have to pay a little bit to save ourselves from it. Maybe a paid social media platform is the way to go to protect ourselves from getting this data sold off for us. Maybe those are things that we need to consider as we go forward. Like and subscribe to our channel for more topics like this. If you like the type of content we're putting out, please comment below your thoughts about Twitter. $150 million, was that enough money? How can you protect yourself from being compromised with your data on a sale like that? And so much more. As we grow this channel, we'd like to hear more from you.